Breathe in and let the world recede. Breathe out and feel the gentle pull of a journey beginning. You are not in your room now. You are not in your bed. You are somewhere else entirely, drifting upward, weightless and serene. Below you, the familiar shapes of the waking world soften and blur, dissolving into a tapestry of muted colors. You rise through the cool, misty layers of the evening air, past the last whispers of the day, ascending into a profound and welcoming quiet. The air grows thinner, cleaner, carrying with it a sense of immense purity. You are rising above it all. Soon, you break through the final veil of earthly atmosphere and find yourself floating above a vast, unending ocean of clouds. It stretches from one horizon to the other, a soft, pillowy expanse of pure white, bathed in the gentle silver light of a million distant suns. There is no moon here tonight, only the crisp, undiluted glow of the cosmos, the world of weather, of wind and rain, of noise and hurry, is far, far below this tranquil sea. Here there is only stillness, a deep, resonant silence that feels ancient and absolute. Your awareness drifts like a lone seed on a cosmic current toward a single point of intention in this vastness, a solitary peak, the highest mountain in a world you have never known, its needle-sharp summit piercing the cloud sea like the tip of a great dark spear. And upon this peak, standing in magnificent isolation, is a tower. It is not a fortress, nor a watchtower for any worldly kingdom. It is an observatory of silence. It is made of smooth, dark basalt, a stone that seems to have drunk the very color of the void between the stars. It rises in a single, elegant column, its surface so polished that it reflects the star-dusted velvet of the sky, making it seem as though the tower itself is woven from the night. There are no battlements, no torches, only vast, seamless windows of crystal that curve around its uppermost level, holding the universe in their gaze. As you draw closer, you feel a sense of profound peace emanating from the structure. It is a place of purpose, of a quiet and unending craft. The air here is so still, you can almost feel the texture of it, cool and thin against your imagined skin. It carries the faintest, cleanest scent, a whisper of ozone from the edge of space, and the mineral coolness of ancient stone. This is the home of the knitter. This is the knitter of the Firmament's workshop. Allow your awareness to drift through one of the immense crystal panes, passing through it as effortlessly as a beam of light. You find yourself inside a vast, circular room that occupies the entire top floor of the tower. The floor, like the walls, is made of the same dark, polished basalt, and it mirrors the star-dusted heavens above, so that it feels as though you are standing on a calm, dark lake that reflects the cosmos. The ceiling is a high, vaulted dome that is lost in shadow, drawing your attention not upward, but outward, through the panoramic windows that offer an uninterrupted view of eternity. There is no furniture in the conventional sense, no chairs for idle conversation, no tables for hurried meals. There is only a single low bench carved from the same basalt as the tower, and a collection of large, beautiful objects arranged with deliberate care. In the center of the room, you become aware of a presence. It is the knitter. There is no need to define them, to see a face, or discern a form in the dim silvery light. Their presence is felt, not seen. It is a feeling of immense patience, of a gentleness so profound it could calm the most turbulent of seas. It is a presence that has been here for ages, performing a single sacred task. You feel their calm infuse the very air of the room and in turn infuse you. You are welcome here. You are safe here. Your presence is as natural and expected as the rising of a distant nebula. Tonight is a special night, a night of perfect celestial calm. In the great, silent expanse beyond the windows, the universe is holding its breath. On nights like this, something magical occurs. The light from the countless stars, which travels for eons across the vacuum, does not simply arrive as illumination. On these profoundly still nights, it condenses. It coalesces in the upper atmosphere, just above the tower, transforming from pure energy into a tangible substance. Gossamer filaments of pure starlight, shimmering and ethereal, begin to drift down like the softest, most delicate snowfall imaginable. This is the knitter's raw material. This is the harvest. The knitter rises from the low bench with a grace that is utterly unhurried. Their movements are slow, fluid, and silent. They move towards the center of the room, directly beneath the apex of the domed ceiling. In their hands, they hold a large, empty spool. It is carved from pure obsidian, so black and glossy it seems to swallow the light around it. Yet its polished surface also holds the faint, shimmering reflections of the star-filled windows. Raising their hands, the knitter holds the spool aloft. They do not need a net, nor any complex contraption. They simply offer the spool to the air, their hands a steady, welcoming cradle. And the starlight responds, a single, impossibly fine filament, glowing with a soft, silver-blue light, detaches from the slow, downward drift and is drawn towards the spool. It is the light of a very old, very distant blue giant, a star of immense wisdom and tranquility. The filament touches the surface of the obsidian, and with a gentle, guiding motion of their fingers, the knitter begins to turn the spool. The starlight thread, cool and impossibly smooth, begins to wind itself around the dark core. It makes no sound. It is a process of pure, silent magic. Another filament is drawn, this one with a slightly warmer, creamier hue, the light of a younger, more vibrant star. It joins the first, and together they are wound onto the growing spindle of light. More and more filaments drift down, each one a different shade, a different temperature, a different age. There is the pale, almost white light of a star cluster, its thread feeling as soft and downy as the finest cashmere. There is the deep, sapphire blue light of a star, burning with intense, quiet energy, its thread cool and sleek like spun silk. There is even the faint, rosy light of a stellar nursery, a nebula where new suns are being born, its thread carrying a subtle, comforting warmth. The knitter turns the spool slowly, patiently, their hands moving in a hypnotic circular rhythm. They are gathering the silence of space, the patience of eternity, the light of ancient fires. The spool fills, the threads of starlight overlapping and merging, creating a single celestial yarn that shimmers with 1,000 captured suns. It glows with its own internal light, a soft, pulsating silver blue that casts gentle, moving shadows on the knitter's calm form and the dark, polished floor. When the spool is full, the knitter lowers their hands. They carry the spool, which now seems to possess a surprising weight, the gentle gravity of captured light, over to the low stone bench. Beside the bench, leaning against the wall, are the knitter's tools. Their needles. They are not made of metal or plastic, but of a substance far more ancient. They are long, thick needles, as long as a person's forearm, and they are carved from petrified wood. Wood that was once a living, breathing tree millions of years ago, and has since been slowly transformed into stone, its organic patterns and grain preserved in beautiful, swirling shades of gray and black and brown. They have been polished by ages of use to a soft, warm sheen. They feel ancient, solid, and comforting to the eye. The knitter takes the two needles, one in each hand. The polished wood feels warm and alive, a perfect counterpoint to the cool, ethereal nature of the starlight yarn. They place the full spool of celestial thread into a large, smooth stone bowl on the floor beside them, allowing the yarn to unfurl cleanly. Then, with a movement that is both practiced and sacred, the work begins. Listen, listen closely, and you can hear it. The primary sound in this cathedral of silence, the soft, rhythmic click-clack of the great wooden needles. It is a gentle, soothing sound, a heartbeat for the quiet cosmos. Click, clack, click, clack. It is the only sound that matters now. The knitter holds the needles with an expert's ease. They take the end of the starlight thread, and its impossible coolness brushes against their fingers. It feels like holding a piece of the night sky. With a series of deft, fluid motions, they cast the first stitches onto one of the petrified wood needles. A loop of light, then another, and another. Each loop is a captured star, a moment of cosmic silence made manifest. The yarn glides over the polished wood with a faint, sighing whisper, a sound softer than breath. The first row is formed, a line of shimmering silver-blue loops, glowing softly in the dim light of the observatory. It looks like a miniature constellation, strung upon the dark, fossilized wood. Now the rhythm truly begins. The knitter holds the needle with the cast-on stitches in their left hand and the empty needle in their right. Click. The right needle slides into the first loop. Clack. The starlight yarn is wrapped around the needle's point. Click. The needle draws the yarn through the old loop, creating a new one. Clack. The old loop slides off the left needle, its work done, its light now part of the growing fabric. The sound is hypnotic, a steady, gentle percussion that measures the passing of celestial time. Click, clack, whisper, slide. Click, clack, whisper, slide. As the knitter works, you can focus on the details of this wondrous craft. The yarn itself is a marvel. It is not uniform. As the different filaments from different stars were wound together, they retained their unique properties. The main thread is a cool, silken, silver blue from that ancient star, providing a smooth and tranquil base. But every so often, a section of the yarn becomes impossibly soft and downy, the warmer, cream-colored light of the younger star. And then, for a few stitches, the yarn will feel sleek and cool again, but with the deep sapphire hue of that intensely energetic sun. The knitter makes no special effort to arrange these textures. They simply allow the random, beautiful nature of the cosmos to dictate the pattern. The blanket is knitting itself with the character of the sky. Breathe in the cool, still air. Breathe out and sink deeper into the quiet of the tower. The rhythmic clicking of the needles is a lullaby. Click, clack, click, clack. It slows your thoughts. It smooths the edges of your day. Each click is a moment of release. Each clack is a moment of peace. The blanket begins to grow, stitch by stitch, row by row. It spills from the needles into the knitter's lap, a pool of soft, shimmering light. It doesn't radiate brightness in the way a lamp does. Instead, it seems to drink the shadows, to absorb all sound, creating an even more profound pocket of silence around the knitter. The fabric has a tangible quality, a texture woven from pure space. Running a hand over it would feel like touching a cool, heavy silk that is also as soft as cloud down. It holds the chill of the void, yet it offers a deep and abiding comfort. It is a blanket of deep cosmic silence, and you are watching its creation. Row after row is completed. The knitter's hands move with an economy of motion that is mesmerizing. There are no wasted gestures, no hurried movements, just the steady, repeating dance of creation. A dance of loop and pull, of transfer and release. The needles rise and fall, cross and part, their gentle clicks weaving a spell of deep, deep relaxation. The sub-audible hum of the spheres, the faint music of the cosmos that permeates the tower, seems to harmonize with the rhythm of the knitting, creating a single, unified song of tranquility. Now and then, the knitter pauses. They do not look up. They simply stop their hands, and the clicking ceases. In these moments of absolute silence, they might run a single, slow finger over the stitches they have just made. They are feeling the texture of the universe. They are communing with the light they have gathered. You can feel the coolness of the sapphire thread, smooth and sleek like a polished river stone. You can feel the gentle, downy softness of the cashmere-like thread from the star cluster. You can feel the surprising, comforting weight of the fabric as it grows, a substance made of nothing but light and time. The knitter seems to be reading the story of the stars with their fingertips. Each texture, each temperature tells a tale of a sun's life, its age, its distance, its fiery heart burning steadily across unimaginable gulfs of space. This is not just a craft, it is a communion. And by being here, by witnessing this, you are part of that communion. Let your own mind drift with the gentle repetition. There is nothing to do, nothing to solve, nothing to think about. There is only the tower, the stars, and the soft, steady rhythm of the needles. Click, clack, a stitch is made. A moment of peace is woven into the fabric of your rest. Click, clack, another thought dissolves. Another worry recedes. The growing blanket in the knitter's lap is a physical manifestation of this peace. It is a tapestry of tranquility, woven thread by thread from the quietest corners of the night. The light from the blanket pools on the dark floor, a gentle, silvery glow that seems to breathe with a slow, steady pulse. It illuminates the knitter's patient hands and the dark, petrified wood of the needles. It is the only light that matters. Outside the crystal windows, the river of the Milky Way flows in silent, majestic splendor, a backdrop of infinite beauty for this small, intimate act of creation. Hours seem to pass, but time has no meaning here. There is only the process, the steady, hypnotic accumulation of stitches. The blanket is now long enough to drape over the knitter's knees and pool onto the basalt floor. It shimmers and shifts like a captive nebula. The pattern is breathtaking. Swirls of deep blue thread mingle with soft rivers of cream and white, all held together by the consistent, silvery blue background. It is a perfect miniature map of a forgotten corner of the galaxy. It is a blanket made of silence and stars. The knitter continues to work. The spool of starlight yarn in the stone bowl slowly shrinks, its light being transferred, stitch by stitch, into the growing blanket. The sound remains constant, a gentle anchor in the vast ocean of quiet. Click, clack, breathe in, click, clack, breathe out. Feel your own body growing heavier, more relaxed, sinking into the surface beneath you as you sink deeper into the peace of the tower. You are safe. You are held. You are witnessing a magic as old as the stars themselves. The section of yarn the knitter is working with now comes from a particularly bright, steady star. The thread is smooth, consistent, and cool to the touch. It glides effortlessly over the needles, and the clicking sound becomes even more regular, even more soothing. A long, unbroken passage of pure, simple knitting. No complex patterns, no sudden changes in texture, just the simple, honest work of loop through loop. It is a meditation in motion. The mind can rest upon this simplicity. The body can relax into this steady rhythm. Let the sound wash over you. Let it carry you further away from the waking world. Click, clack. The universe is vast and silent. Click, clack. And you are in its quietest, most peaceful heart. Click, clack. The knitter works for you. Click, clack. This blanket of silence is for you. Every stitch is a gentle wish for your rest. Every row is a layer of tranquility, laid carefully upon your mind. As this long, smooth section of yarn comes to an end, the texture changes once more. A new filament introduces itself into the celestial blend. This one is different. It is the very faint, ruddy light of a red dwarf star, an ancient, slow-burning sun. The thread is not cool, but faintly, subtly warm. and its texture is not smooth, but has a soft, almost flannel-like quality. The knitter's pace does not change as this new thread is introduced. Their hands move with the same steady grace, but the feeling of the blanket begins to shift. A gentle, pervasive warmth is now being woven into the cool, silken fabric of the night. It is the warmth of a hearth fire on a cold evening. It is the warmth of a gentle hand. It is the warmth of deep, secure, and untroubled sleep. The blanket now offers both the cool, heavy peace of the void and the gentle, embracing warmth of a living star. It is the perfect balance, a paradox of comfort, woven from light. The knitter continues to work this warm thread into the fabric, its soft, rosy glow mingling with the blues and silvers, like a cosmic dawn breaking within the material itself. The spool is now almost empty. Only a few more lengths of the starlight yarn remain. The knitter works on their movements just as deliberate and unhurried as they were at the beginning. The blanket is a magnificent creation now, a substantial and heavy swath of celestial fabric that covers the knitter's lap and cascades in a glowing pool onto the floor. It seems to hold all the peace of the night within its soft, shimmering folds. The final length of yarn glides through the knitter's fingers. It is a return to the original thread, the cool silver blue light of the ancient, wise star. The blanket will end as it began, in perfect, tranquil symmetry. Click, clack. The final stitches are formed. The last loop is pulled through. The work is done for tonight. With a final, graceful movement, the knitter binds off the last stitch, securing the fabric. The clicking of the needles ceases. The silence that rushes in to fill the space is deeper than before, cushioned and softened by the presence of the finished blanket. The knitter lays the two great needles of petrified wood softly on the stone bench beside them. They make a soft, resonant clink, a sound of finality and rest. Then, the knitter does something they have not done all night. They lift the blanket. With both hands, they gather the great weight of it, the heavy, silken, star-dusted fabric. They stand up, their movements still unhurried, and hold the blanket up to its full expanse. It hangs before them like a grand tapestry, a captured piece of the night sky. It shimmers and glows, its internal light pulsating gently. The swirls of blue and cream and the faint warm veins of red create a pattern of breathtaking, accidental beauty. It is a chart of the heavens, a story of starlight, a physical embodiment of cosmic peace. The knitter holds it there for a long, quiet moment, letting its light be reflected in the polished floor and the vast crystal windows. It is an offering, a moment of silent appreciation for the material and the process. The blanket seems to hum with a quiet energy, the collected tranquility of 1,000 distant suns. It is a masterpiece of patience, a testament to the beauty of slow, deliberate creation. The air in the room feels thick with a sense of completion, of deep and satisfying peace. The knitter then begins to fold the blanket. The movements are slow, precise, and reverent. A soft thud, barely audible, as one layer of starlight fabric is laid upon another. The light within the folds deepens, becoming richer, more concentrated. Each fold is a prayer, a blessing of quiet rest. Fold upon fold, the cosmic tapestry is compacted into a neat, heavy square of pure tranquility. Finally, the knitter places the folded blanket at the end of the stone bench. It rests there, a beacon of soft, silver blue light in the dark, silent room, radiating a profound sense of calm. Its work is not yet finished, but for now, it rests. The knitter turns their calm, unseen gaze outward through the great crystal windows. They look out at the source of their craft, at the endless, star-dusted velvet of the cosmos, which continues its silent, unhurried unfolding. A quiet moment of communion, a silent thank you to the night. The tower is still. The work is done, and a deep, profound peacefulness settles over everything, ready for the next stage of its journey. The tower is still. The work is done, and a deep, profound peacefulness settles over everything, ready for the next stage of its journey. The final, resonant clink of the petrified wood needles has faded, and the silence it has left behind is a different kind of silence. It is not empty, it is full. It is the silence of completion, the quiet satisfaction of a purpose fulfilled. The rhythmic heartbeat of the tower has ceased, and now you can feel its soul at rest. Allow your awareness to settle into this new depth of quiet. Breathe in this peacefulness. Breathe it out, and feel it become a part of you. The knitter remains seated for a long, unmeasured moment on the low basalt bench. Their timeless form is a silhouette against the gentle, internal luminescence of the newly finished blanket. Their hands, which moved with such hypnotic grace for so long, are now still in their lap, resting one atop the other. They are not idle. They are simply in a state of repose, allowing the energy of their long work to settle. It is a posture of profound stillness, mirroring the tranquility of the cosmos beyond the crystal windows. Your focus is drawn to the blanket itself. It rests at the end of the bench, a neatly folded square of captured night. It seems to breathe. A slow, gentle pulse of light emanates from its folds, a soft silver blue glow that rises and falls in a rhythm slower than any heart. It is the collective breath of the distant stars woven into its very fabric. Look closer, with your mind's eye. See the textures nested within the folds. A layer of cool, heavy silk, shimmering with the light of that ancient blue giant, rests against a layer of impossibly soft, downy thread from the star cluster. And threaded through it all, you can just perceive the faint, rosy veins of warmth from the old red dwarf, a hidden promise of comfort deep within the cool peace of the void. The blanket is a paradox, an object that is both cool and warm, heavy and light, vast as the cosmos and intimate as a whispered secret. It holds the silence of space, but it is not cold. It holds the chill of the firmament, but it offers a deep and abiding solace. Now, the knitter begins to move once more. The motion is so slow, so deliberate, it is almost imperceptible at first. It is the movement of a glacier, of a turning galaxy. They shift their weight on the bench, and then their hands lift from their lap. They do not reach for the blanket immediately. Instead, they turn their palms upward, as if to feel the very texture of the air, to attune themselves to the deep, resonant hum of the spheres that permeates the tower. It is a moment of centering, of gathering intention for the final, most important part of the craft. Then, with infinite care, the knitter reaches for the blanket. Their fingers do not merely grasp it, they connect with it. You can almost feel the sensation yourself. The initial touch of the cool silken surface against their fingertips. The surprising, comforting weight as they slide their hands beneath the folded square. The fabric yields softly, its texture a complex tapestry of smooth, downy, and sleek sensations. The knitter gathers the blanket into their arms, cradling it against their chest. It is not a casual gesture, it is an embrace. They hold it for a moment, this concentrated essence of celestial peace, as if saying a silent farewell. The light from the blanket now illuminates the knitter from below, casting their indistinct form in soft, shifting light. It is as though they are holding a captured nebula. The weight of it, you can feel, is not a physical burden. It is the gentle gravity of gathered starlight, the profound substance of accumulated silence. With the blanket held securely, the knitter rises from the bench. Their feet make no sound on the polished basalt floor. They move with a flowing, serene grace, carrying their precious cargo toward one of the vast, curving windows. As they walk across the vast circular room, the light from the blanket paints a moving circle on the floor beneath them, a soft, shimmering reflection that glides over the polished stone. The mirrored cosmos on the floor seems to ripple around this soft glow, the reflected stars swirling gently, as if in response to this mobile beacon of peace. The knitter is walking on a lake of stars, carrying a piece of the sky. They are moving toward the edge of the tower, toward the boundary between this place of creation and the world that waits below. They stop before a section of the panoramic window that is different from the rest. While most of the crystal is seamless, this pane has a faint, almost invisible seam running down its center. The knitter pauses here, their calm, unseen gaze looking out not at the stars above, but down, toward the infinite, pillowy expanse of the cloud sea. Far below, beneath that soft white blanket, lies the sleeping world, a world of dreams and restlessness, of quiet sleepers and troubled minds. It is for them that this work was done. It is to them that this gift must be given. With one hand still cradling the blanket, the knitter raises the other and places it gently on the surface of the crystal pane. They do not push, they do not apply pressure, they simply touch it. And in response to that touch, the great window silently parts. The two halves of the pane retract smoothly into the dark basalt walls, opening a wide archway to the night. The silence of the tower is now met with the even more profound, absolute silence of the upper atmosphere. No wind blows here. There is no sound at all. Only the crisp, cold, and impossibly clean air of the edge of space. The air that drifts in is thin and carries the pure, metallic scent of ozone, a fragrance of immense distance and purity. It gently touches the knitter's form and the surface of the blanket, a final baptism in the essence of the firmament. The knitter stands at this threshold between the inner sanctum and the outer void, a timeless guardian preparing to bestow a blessing. Now, the final act begins. The knitter gently shifts their hold on the blanket. They are no longer cradling it. They are preparing to release it. With both hands, they begin to unfold the heavy, luminous fabric. The movement is a slow, reverent ballet. One fold is opened, revealing a new layer of shimmering texture. A soft, whispering sound, quieter than a breath, accompanies the movement, the sound of starlight sliding against starlight. Another fold is opened. The blanket begins to unfurl, growing in size, its internal light seeming to brighten as it is revealed. The cool, silver-blue glow intensifies, mingling with the soft, creamy whites and the deep, sapphire blues. The rosy veins of warmth seem to pulse with a soft, gentle life. They continue to unfold it until the blanket hangs at its full, magnificent length from their outstretched hands. It is a grand tapestry of cosmic light, a waterfall of woven silence. It drapes down past their feet, its lower edge hovering just above the polished floor, its light pooling around them. The patterns within it are clearer now, the random, beautiful swirls and rivers of celestial thread forming a perfect, abstract map of the night from which it was born. It is breathtakingly beautiful, a masterpiece of quiet patience. The knitter holds it aloft for one final, silent moment. They are offering it to the night, presenting it to the vast, empty space before them. Then, with a gentle forward motion of their arms, they release it. They simply let it go. The blanket does not plummet. It does not fall. It floats. For a moment, it hangs, suspended in the air just beyond the tower's edge, held aloft by its own ethereal nature. It shimmers there, a rectangle of captured starlight against the infinite black. Then, slowly, gracefully, it begins its descent. It turns as it drifts, unfurling completely, catching the faint, unseen currents of the upper atmosphere. It spreads out like a great soft sail, its surface rippling gently, its myriad colors glowing softly in the absolute dark. Your awareness follows the blanket. You drift out of the tower with it, watching it begin its long, slow journey down toward the cloud sea. From this vantage point, you can see the sheer, majestic scale of the scene. The dark, elegant spire of the tower, the single open archway, a small sliver of geometry in the immense curve of the cosmos, and the vast white ocean of clouds stretching to every horizon. And upon this grand stage, the blanket is a single, gentle point of descending light, a messenger of peace on its way to the world. It drifts down, down, down. It is a slow, hypnotic spiral. The journey is long. There is no hurry. As it descends, the textures woven into it seem to interact with the air around it. The sleek, cool threads of sapphire light cut cleanly through the thin atmosphere, while the soft, downy threads of the star cluster seem to catch the air, slowing its descent, making it softer, gentler. The blanket travels with a grace and purpose all its own. Breathe in the stillness of the void. Breathe out and follow the journey of this celestial gift. The blanket is not merely an object, it is an intention. It is the physical embodiment of the knitter's purpose, to gather the silence of the universe and share it. As it falls, it seems to draw the surrounding silence into itself, becoming more and more concentrated, a vessel carrying a potent balm of tranquility. Finally, after a long and peaceful descent, it reaches the upper surface of the cloud sea. It does not land with a thud or a splash. It touches the soft, white surface as gently as a snowflake landing on water. For a moment, it rests there, a shimmering, rectangular patch of soft light on the endless field of white. Its colors, the blues and silvers and rosy glows, stand in beautiful contrast to the pure, uniform surface of the clouds. And then, the final magic occurs. The blanket begins to dissolve. It does not burn or fade away. It simply melts into the clouds. The tangible threads of starlight loosen their woven form. The stitches, each one a captured star, release their light. The fabric begins to lose its sharp edges, its light softening and spreading outward, merging with the mist. It is like watching a drop of ink fall into a glass of water, but instead of color, it is an essence, the essence of deep cosmic silence. An immense circular ripple of peace spreads out from the point of contact. It is not a wave you can see with your eyes, but one you can feel with your whole being. The blanket, its physical form now gone, has released its core nature into the world below. This wave of tranquility sinks down through the cloud layer, passing through the mists and the lower atmosphere, descending upon the sleeping world. It is a silent, invisible wave of profound calm. Imagine it now. Imagine this wave of cosmic peace washing over the dark landscapes of the night. It flows over sleeping cities, quieting the distant hum of machinery and restless streets. It drifts through quiet forests, deepening the silence between the trees. It glides over vast, dark oceans, calming the surface of the water. It is a universal blessing, touching everything with its gentle, soothing hand. And it touches the minds of the sleepers. This essence of starlight peace finds its way into restless dreams, smoothing them into gentle, flowing narratives. It seeks out the anxious thoughts that circle in the dark and coaxes them into stillness. It finds the tight knot of worry in a sleeper's heart and gently, patiently, begins to untie it. The coolness of the ancient starlight soothes fevers of the mind. The subtle warmth of the red dwarf's thread brings a feeling of secure, untroubled safety. The soft, downy texture of the star cluster's light brings a feeling of being gently held, of being swaddled in comfort. Feel this wave of peace reach you, right where you are. Feel the cool, silken tranquility washing over you. It is the peace of the void, the immense, unshakable calm of the space between the stars. There is nothing to fear in this silence. It is a welcoming, holding presence. Let it soothe your mind. Let it release the tension from your body. Feel your shoulders relax, your jaw soften, your breathing deepen. You are being covered by this invisible blanket of cosmic silence. You are being tucked in by the universe itself. Let the gentle warmth woven into the blanket's essence find you. It is a deep, abiding warmth that spreads from the center of your being outwards. It is the warmth of safety, of security, of knowing that all is well. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be. You are here, now, held in this perfect balance of cool peace and gentle warmth. You are resting at the quiet center of the universe. Back in the tower, high above the clouds, the knitter stands for a moment longer at the open archway. They watch as the last glimmer of their creation dissolves into the world below. Their task is now truly complete. A sense of deep, quiet satisfaction fills the air. With a final, lingering look at the sleeping world they have just soothed, the knitter places a hand on the edge of the opening. The great crystal panes respond, sliding silently back into place, sealing the tower once more in its perfect, isolated peace. The world outside is now separate again, but it is changed. It is quieter. It is more peaceful. The knitter turns from the window and walks slowly back toward the center of the room. The polished basalt floor is now dark and empty, its reflection of the cosmos uninterrupted. They return to the low stone bench and sit, resuming their original posture of patient repose. Their hands rest in their lap. Their form is still. The tools of their trade, the great wooden needles, lie resting on the bench. The empty obsidian spool sits in its stone bowl on the floor, waiting. The tower is back in its state of quiet potential, a silent observatory of peace, waiting for the next night of perfect celestial calm, for the next gentle harvest of starlight. The knitter will wait. For them, time is a gentle flowing river, not a pressing current. They will wait for the universe to once again offer up its tangible silence, and you can rest. The blanket has been delivered. Its peace is now yours. It surrounds you, it holds you, it fills you. There is only the deep, resonant silence of the tower, the faint, subaudible hum of the cosmos, and the gentle, steady rhythm of your own breathing. Breathe in the peace. Breathe out and drift. The knitter of the firmament has done their work, and now you can do yours. You can sleep deeply, peacefully, drifting on an endless silent sea of stars. Sleep now. Sleep.